Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here. Monday morning, Monday moment. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, Masai Ujiri. The greatest Canadian sports executive ever, Masai Ujiri. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the architect of the 2019 Toronto Raptors championship team. Yeah. Happy birthday, Masai Ujiri. 55 years today. And guess what, y'all? He's only 55. That man could have ran the Raptors for another 20 years. It's kind of messed up. We're robbed of 2 decades of Masai excellence running the Raptors because of King Edward III, motherfucking bitch-ass Edward III. Fuck you, Keith Pelly. That's right. Happy birthday to Masai, the greatest man. That's right. Masai, I say he's the greatest Canadian sports executive ever in the history of Canadian sports. But you know what? In some ways, he's the greatest executive in Canadian history generally, not even just in sports. Maybe the greatest executive of a corporation in any kind of way in the history of sports, because he transcended sports. He transcended Raptors basketball. He transcended politics. He transcended corporate sterilization. Corporate sterilization. He had heart. He had authenticity. He is who he is. And in some ways, he's a rogue, a rebel within a corporate structure because he has heart. He cares about the people. He cares about authenticity. He cares about culture. He cares about vibes. He cares about how it feels. He cares about equality. He cares about diversity. He cares. That's the thing. He cares. And that's different, man. You know, you could hire somebody else to come in and be a team president, Ed Rogers, but it ain't going to be the same. No, it ain't. No, it won't. It will never, ever be the same as Ujiri. There's nothing you can do. He's irreplaceable. And it's a joke. I bet you think, oh, high and mighty, King Edward, that you're going to show Masai. I'll show him that he's been replaceable this whole time. You know what, motherfucker? You're going to find out that you gave a better example of showing exactly how Masai Ujiri isn't replaceable if you're going to try and replace him. That's right. You would have been better off leaving that vacant, just like Brandon Shanahan's position in the late Maple Leafs. You should have just left it vacant. Oh, you're going to say, I'll show Masai. I'm going to show him he's replaceable. No, you're not. I can already tell you right now, your plan to show Masai that he's replaceable by hiring somebody to replace him in a month or two or whatever. Keith Pelly says, we're not in a real hurry. I hope I don't ruin your weekend. You know, whatever they're going to hire, somebody going to come in and take the place of Masai Ujiri. Ain't going to take the place of Masai Ujiri. No. And it'll be stark. It'll be very, very evident. It will be very, very a contrast. It will be very, 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 very much fall on your face flat, just like you did this, doing that you are wrong for letting go of Masai. It was a bad business move. It was bad economically for you, for all your businesses, and just bad for your soul, honestly, man. Bad for your soul. You're going to try and replace Ujiri? You're crazy, bro. You're going to bring somebody in, it's going to fall flat on its face. Not that that person won't be a nice person or a good person. Who knows? They may be a very good person. But you can't replace Masai. The audacity of you, King Edward, to think that you can replace Masai Ujiri? You can't replace Masai, bro. What? Wait, what? You think you can replace Masai Ujiri? Ed Rogers III? You're crazy, bro. That's just your ego speaking. That's just your corny ass billions of dollars that you hide behind, which you didn't really earn yourself, that is speaking. That's just your pettiness speaking. That's just your pettiness. If you had actual eyes on the real world, like a real person, like an everyday man or woman, you would not see this the same way, Ed Rogers. You'd be like, oh, I've been such an idiot. Oh, my gosh. But no, you're ensconced in bullshit in your bullshit high society. You can't be in touch with the people, the pulse on the street and what people really think. No, you're too detached. You're too out of touch. You're too much of an oligarch piece of shit. How about that? Yeah, you would never ever know how important Masai is, yo. And in some ways, that's a sad thing for you, bro, because you don't get to enjoy the specialness of Ujiri. You don't, because you're jaded and you're in an ivory tower and you have no idea the real world for real people. You sorry ass piece of shit, Ed Rogers III. That's right. That's right. That's the damn truth. So happy birthday to Masai Ujiri. Happy birthday, Masai Ujiri. Happy birthday to you, Mr. President. That's right. He's still president in our hearts. Emeritus, alumnius, presidentus of Toronto Raptors forever. You cannot take that away from him, King Edward III. No, you can't, bro. No, you can't. The people have memories. The people have vibes. The people have feelings. And they feel Masai still, bro. There ain't nothing you can do about it, Ed Rogers. You stepped in it. You stepped in it. Just like a big cow pie. You're on a farm field. You stepped in it. Not only did you step in it, you slipped in it, and you fell face first in the second one. Woo! That's right. Cow pie in your face, motherfucker. Making your stocks drop. Making the Raptors valuation drop from $4 billion. You're going to see that money lose right out the door, my motherfucking man. Yeah, King Edward III. More like King Edward III. That's right. Bam. Go, son. Alan Tam. Bam, son. There you go. King Edward III is more like it. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to celebrate Masai's birthday today. I was like, it's Masai's birthday. Yeah, I've done a lot of streams on Masai lately. Of course, I'm going to from now on, y'all. They might need to call this the Masai Freak channel soon. Because seriously, I ain't going to ever let him die. No, I won't, Ed Rogers. No, I won't. We're going to bring up Masai every day. Talk about him every single day. Make sure nobody forgets what you did. You and Keith Pelly, you little hatchet man, you little grinning ogre, you little beast man to your Skeletor. Nah, man. Nah. You'll never forget because I won't let you. That's right. We will not let you forget. And it's so beautiful to see the picture of the stream today with Masai Ujiri cracking open that champagne in the backstage at the Golden State Arena after we kicked their ass and won the championship in 2019 with the Nigerian flag around his shoulders. It's a beautiful, beautiful image of Masai celebrating in the dressing room with the team and those epic, legendary team celebrations after NBA championships. That's a beautiful moment. In some ways, he was robbed of the moment on the court because of a racist sheriff. But then he got the moment in the back and so many moments after that. And maybe he was robbed once again by a racist oligarch of getting the second championship feel because he got stolen from him in the first time and he wanted to come back around and get it again. I really love that Masai was saying stuff like, I don't believe we won the championship. I don't want to believe it because I want to stay hungry and get the second one. He would walk by the Larry O'Brien trophy at the OVO Center and he would disregard it. He'd be like, that does not exist right there. No, we never won the first one. We still got to get the first one. I'm sorry. I cannot be satiated with one Larry O'Brien championship. I have to understand that this has happened, but I have to see further, and I'm hungry still. I want that second one. This city needs to get a second one. I didn't even know we got a first one. I forgot. Oh, is that what that is over there in the corner? Oh, I walk by that every day to get in my office. That's a Larry O'Brien? Oh, yeah. He had amnesia. It's almost like Men in Black came with the neuralizer and zapped him of Golden State and the Raptors winning in 2019. It's like Masai was working like that, y'all. Because that's what they say. It's hard to repeat. It's hard to win it again. Ask Giannis. Yeah, you win it once, you get to the top. It's a little bit harder to get back there. The motivation's not the same. Yeah. And Masai, well, he wanted to forget that he won one. That's how special he is. He was going to go and get a second one because he had amnesia. He forgot completely about 2019. He don't like wearing no championship hats, no championship shirts, no championship flags, none of that because he wants to forget that we won. So he was hungry to win it again. Well, sadly now this bullshit with Ed Rogers III and everything with it, he's not going to get that chance to be in that seat. But I'm going to tell you right now, in the place of the hearts of Raptors Nation, the real ones, the ones that understand, the ones that are real fans, true fans of the franchise, he's going to be there for the second one in our hearts, and he will be a part of the championship and winning. It doesn't matter. It's kind of like DeMar. Even though DeMar wasn't there for it, in some ways he shared that championship that we won in 2019. It's the same thing. Dwayne Casey, same thing. And I'm gonna be this way for sure. I'm gonna say when we win the second one, this is for the Masai. That's what I'm gonna say. And I hope the players say it, and I hope everybody who's involved says it also afterwards, that this is for Masai, the second championship, because he knew we could do it. He believed in us. And he said this city's gonna win it no matter what, whether I'm here or not, knowing that he probably wasn't gonna be here because the writing was on the wall and the hierarchy of the Raptors organization with MLSE. Man, I think back to my Christmas carol last Christmas about Larry Tannenbaum and the switches and the ownership, and it's just so poignant now. It's like really, really smart that I wrote that song last year and sang it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Christmas Day last year on the stream, and you will hear me sing "Oh Tannenbaum" about Larry Tannenbaum and the switch and the ownership to Ed. And in the lyrics, I say, "Keep Masai on, Ed Rogers." In the lyrics, and he didn't. He didn't do it. Idiot Grinch, Scrooge McDuck, you motherfucker. That's right. You know what? You don't get buried with your money, bitch ass. That's what I said to Ed Rogers III. That's right. Let's go. All right, there's my spiel. 11 minutes of me singing "Happy Birthday" to Masai and just going off on Ed Rogers. Why not? Is that what y'all tune in for? Let's get feisty, sing a little songs. Maybe go a little crazy on Keith Pelly for a little bit there. Yeah. I hope I didn't ruin your weekend. You didn't ruin my weekend this weekend, Keith Pelly. It was nice, fun in the sun. Lots of good stuff happening this weekend. So, no, you didn't ruin my weekend, Keith Pelly, you piece of shit. That's right. Trevor J in the house. Sometimes change whispers, and sometimes it straight knocks the wind out of you. Oh, straight knocks the wind out of you. Either way, it's pushing you towards where you're meant to be. That comma shouldn't have been there, Trevor. I'm getting into my English degree real quick. I'm sorry. This is what's going on with me. There shouldn't have been a comma after knocks. It should have been it straight knocks the wind out of you. I'm sorry. I'm being grammar police, but I do have a degree in English and writing, and that's why I stopped at it straight knocks, because a comma is a stop, right? You know this. I'm not trying to mansplain or anything here. I would just say, anyway, that's why I stopped. But yeah, I thought you meant like it straight knocks, like on the door. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, hi. How are you doing? Good to see you. It's been a while. All right, there you go. Yeah, Trevor J, thank you for the words of wisdom. That's right. Changes, turn and face the strange. Changes. Yeah, change is gonna happen either way. So in some ways, ride the wave. Yeah, I'm gonna use a catchphrase from an '80s gum commercial. Ride the wave, then, bro. Change, hang loose. That's what you got to do. You got to hang loose with change, bro. Catch a wave, bro. Yeah, there you go. You can tell I'm an '80s child. There you go. Trevor's saying that the WNBA. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate you. WNBA wins. Seattle beat the Liberty, and the Aces beat the Sun, and the Lynx beat the Sky. It's so kind of weird when I read off the results of WNBA. It's like the Aces beat the Sun. Whoa, you beat the Sun? That's crazy. You beat the Sky? Whoa, that's powerful. WNBA is very powerful. They can beat the Sun and the Sky at this point. That's pretty cool. Yeah, good stuff in the WNBA. If you didn't make your lineup set up yesterday, well, you missed out. And we have results from the seventh week of our season. That's right. We've got 7 weeks in, and I'm sitting at nice and pretty at 6-1, baby. Only Trucker Kaz has beaten me so far this season. Kaz, we're going to play again real soon, so be ready. But yeah, I took down Kareem 412 to 278. Cool Cat ended up winning over James to go to 3-4. Cool Cat is starting to climb to a respectable record here. I'm really liking to see the development in her this season. It's fantastic. Fiercey ended up beating JP. MK beating Logical. And in the last matchup, Trucker Kaz winning also. So some of the top teams in the league really coming up out on top this week. Kareem, man, you got to do better if you're going to try and beat old Lex. That's right. So we got new matchups this week. I'll be playing JP, Cool Cat, and Kaz. Meredith versus Fiercey. Kareem versus James. And Logical Raptors Fanatic against We the Race Mode Daily. That's right. We the best Race Mode Daily. That's right. So get your lineup set up. There are games tonight, guys. There will be the Golden State Valkyries are playing the Atlanta Dream. Dallas Stars will be, or not Dallas Stars, Dallas Wings will be playing Phoenix Mercury. So, yeah, the refs for Golden State and Atlanta, Angel Kent, Teresa Stuck, Charles Watson, and Dallas at Phoenix is Tim Green, Ashley Gloss, and Gerda Gatling is the refs for that. Yeah, our WNBA check. Thank you, Commissioner J. Yeah, I like that we check in on the WNBA almost daily right now. We got to get ready for the Toronto Tempo. And the more you study the WNBA this year, Tempo fans, the more you'll know about your team next year. And yeah, some ways we got to see who these players are so we can understand who Teresa Resch and Monica Rogers-Wright may be targeting for the Toronto Tempo inaugural roster. That's right. It sounds so cool. Inaugural Toronto Tempo players. I can't wait to see who they are. It's gonna be fantastic. I love it. Yes, let's go Tempo. That's right. Let's go. That's right. Trevor J saying Kayla Thornton is the first undrafted player to become a WNBA All-Star since 2019. KT is just the seventh undrafted player in league history. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, usually most of the players who are going to come in the WNBA are getting drafted because there's not a lot of spots in the WNBA. So if you come in the WNBA undrafted like a Fred VanVleet, that's not common. I can see this. Also, Kayla is the first ever All-Star for the Golden State Valkyries. That's a prestigious thing. She's the first ever All-Star for the Golden State Valkyries franchise. I saw the All-Star teams for the WNBA. They're pretty cool. I feel happy. I got 3 of my fantasy players on the All-Star teams: Gabby Williams, Kelsey Mitchell, and Boston. So I got 2 of the Fever players on the All-Star team, along with Gabby Williams of Seattle. Yeah, so I was happy. I didn't think I was going to get any All-Stars. I was looking at my roster at the beginning of the year, and I'm like, man, did I just get like mid people that are not totally All-Stars? They're good. Don't get me wrong, Kelsey Mitchell. But are they going to be All-Stars? And well, Kelsey Mitchell's an All-Star. So I'm all about it. I'm all about it. So 3 All-Stars for this guy's team. That's right. You guys should go check and see how many All-Stars you've got on your WNBA fantasy team. That's right. How many you got? Trevor J saying Denver Nuggets say they're not interested in letting Jonas out of his NBA contract, have to honor it. Yeah, I mean, there's varied opinions on this. Freedom. Yeah, I want to sing that George Michael song for a second. Listen, Denver Nuggets, you may think your shit don't stink. You may think that you're just all that in a bag of chips. But I'm going to say this right now. If Jonas Valanciunas wants to rip up a $10 million contract, he can, and he will. I know that people are saying, oh, and it's Kareem. He's on the Discord saying, oh, players are so entitled and they're doing all this stuff these days, not honoring their contracts. Well, I want to say this. Every case is specific for each case. The Sasha Venchenkoff case was that, well, he's not anybody here in U.S., but in Greece, he's like a legend. He's like a Michael Jordan. They love him so much. And, well, he wanted to go where he's appreciated. Now, with Jonas, this is the thing. He signed a contract 2 years ago with the Wizards that was $10 million for 2 years, $20 million altogether. He's played the first $10 million last year and got traded in the middle of the year to Sacramento. And now he's gotten traded to Denver now. This is so dumb. I'm going to say this to the Denver Nuggets right now. If y'all are a good franchise, you should have been paying attention and listening to things. The Sacramento Kings may have understood that Jonas Valanciunas said earlier this year that he wants to go back to Europe and play EuroLeague this year. And that makes total sense to me. Jonas is getting up there. He's approaching 40 years old. And he does want to have a EuroLeague legacy in playing over there. Now, Denver, you didn't hear him say this 2 months ago, that he wanted to go back to Europe and that he may not be playing this year? Why the hell did you trade for him? That's on you, bro. You guys should have done your due diligence and understood you're not trading for a player that necessarily wants to be in the league. And maybe Sacramento knew that, and they got one on you guys. So maybe Sacramento isn't so stupid because they unloaded a player that they knew wasn't going to show up anyway. Now, what I'm hearing, Denver, is you can't lose either way. So what the hell is your problem? Maybe you really did want that experienced backup center. As they're saying in Athens this weekend, that Jonas Valanciunas, according to Darko Rajakovic, is a player that any team internationally or in the NBA would want. Yeah, that's probably true. He's a big, skilled, very, very veteran player that has a lot of experience and knows what he's doing. But yeah, in some ways, it's like, look, you didn't do your due diligence and research. I guess you're not Bobby Webster, is what's going on, Denver Nuggets, is what you're telling me. You didn't do your research to understand that Jonas was 1 foot out of the league already? Well, that's your own damn fault. That's all your own damn fault. And honestly, we live in free society, right? If somebody wants to rip up a $10 million contract that they're owed, that's their damn right. Seriously. So I don't understand how they're gonna hold them to it. I mean, seriously. Jonas Valanciunas could burn up that contract and go to Greece right now. He can do it. It's a free world, right? In some ways, right? Or is it no? They're not gonna let him rip it up, not gonna let him go. That doesn't seem like it's very fair. It's like freedom. If your contractor says I can't do this contract anymore or something like that, or you don't want the contractor anymore, you can rip up the contract and say, fuck you guys. I don't want you to do my doors anymore. You fucked them up. Seriously. I don't understand what's the problem here. If that man don't want $10 million from the Denver Nuggets, he doesn't have to take $10 million from the Denver Nuggets. Seriously. And honestly, don't be blaming Jonas. Jonas, you should have been paying attention. Or you should have done your research, scouts and GMs of Denver Nuggets. You should have known that man had one foot out the door and was ready to leave, because that was public knowledge. I knew it. Old Lex up here in Toronto knows it. Well, I do pay attention to former Raptor alumni and Raptors currently, and that's why I knew it, because I listen to Jonas. Jonas is cool. I love Jonas. He's a longtime Raptor. I've always loved Jonas. He's my Lithuanian cousin. And in some ways, it's just like, if you couldn't pay attention and understand this, Denver Nuggets, that's your own damn fault. You should have been listening, and you should have heard what I heard 2 months ago when Jonas said, I'd like to stay in Europe and play in Europe this year. You're the dumbasses who traded for somebody that's already said they want to leave. That's it right there. This ain't no Masai thing here. No, Masai can take care of these things. If Masai was still in Toronto, it's like a disposal service. It's like guys with a truck. Men with truck come and get your junk patrol. Gonna show up and take your junk from your yard. Yeah, you need something taken care of. All right, Sasha Venchenkoff. Yeah, he's being a hard ass. You guys are too nice. You can't deal with this in the right way. Well, give him to Masai. Masai will take care of it. You can go to Greece, Jonas or Sasha, but you're going to rip up that contract before you can go. We ain't paying you jack shit. Sasha say, okay, all right, fine. And okay, good. Bye, Sasha. Go on down to Greece and go play in Greece then. Yeah, we're not paying you nothing. We get the money off the books. This is fantastic. We don't have to deal with you at all. Yeah, like I said, they really want Jonas. But if they don't get Jonas, they get a mid-level exception. And that may be even better for them, because they could maybe get two players, maybe a lesser backup center, not as good as Jonas, and maybe another position at the same time. I don't know, Denver. Get creative and stop being whiny little bitches. How about that? And let Valanciunas live the life he wants to lead. If y'all make him come to Denver and play for you guys, you think he's going to be happy? You think he's going to be enjoying it? You think he's going to be having a barrel of laughs with Nikola, watching horses and drinking in the back? Maybe, but probably not. Probably not. He'll probably be like, yeah, I'm hurt, guys, and I can't play. I'm hurt. Yeah, pull a Kawhi or something like that. Yeah, I don't understand this. Why do you guys not understand what I understood? And I don't work in the NBA. I knew this. I wasn't dumb enough to try and trade for Jonas Valanciunas like that. That's on you, Nuggets. I'm sorry. Isaac's got the red balloons out for Masai's birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Masai Ujiri. Happy 55th birthday, Masai. Wow. Yeah, we love you. We love you. Yeah. Woo. G saying happy birthday, Masai. That's right. Trivia champion season 1. G saying happy birthday, Masai. Trevor J saying happy birthday to the General Masai. General Masai. That's right. Generally awesome. That's what he is. That's right. Seymour Pape is in the house. Pacers fans are going to love Jay Huff. Great Turner replacement. Man, you keep hyping up this Jay Huff guy. You're all in a huff about Huff. And I don't know. I saw him a little bit. To me, he was just kind of meh. He's not better than Sandro Mamu. I'm going to say that right now. I'm going to say it over and over again, Seymour. He's not better than Sandro Mamu. That's right. No. He's not better than Sandro Mamu. Happy birthday to Masai. And Seymour has brought the cake. I hope that's at McCain's Deep and Delicious. McCain's Deep and Delicious. Make it Canadian. That's right. And speaking of the straight goods on Canadian goods, let's do disinfectant sprays and wipes today, y'all. It's the age of pandemics. You might need disinfectant sprays and wipes. So you want to buy them from a Canadian company? Yeah. You don't want to buy them from a big, huge American conglomerate. No, you don't. And I'm going to give you the down low on what companies you can buy disinfectant sprays and wipes from. They're Canadian. And they're some of the same cleaning companies. that we talked about already. One of the great companies is BioVert. BioVert is based in Laval. They're fully Canadian owned, manufactured and sourced. BioVert has disinfectant sprays and wipes. So look for them on the counter if you're going to need to wipe something with some disinfectant. Attitude disinfectant spray from the company Attitude is based out of Montreal. Their products are developed and produced in-house in the great city of Montreal. So Attitude, BioVert, these are great labels for you to read to buy Canadian disinfectants. Mint Cleaning, once again, Mint Cleaning is out in British Columbia, and they're on the West Coast, and they use natural ingredients for their cleaning supplies. So yeah, you can get disinfectant spray and wipes from Mint Cleaning out west. Nature Clean is in Toronto, manufactured and sourced in Canada, and they're family owned also. So Nature Clean disinfectant spray is a fantastic disinfectant spray. Buying it from a Canadian company, Nature Clean. That's a good one. The Unscented Company. They are also out of Montreal, and they are fully Canadian owned, manufactured and sourced. If you see the label that says the Unscented Company disinfectant spray, that's a Canadian company. And then we also, yeah, that's it right there. There's some 5 good choices right there for disinfectant sprays and wipes. BioVert, Attitude, Mint Cleaning, Nature Clean, and the Unscented Company. Those are your companies for Canadian cleaning products, disinfectant sprays, and wipes. There you go. Straight goods on Canadian goods. Real quick right there. That's right. Seymour saying, T-Mac apologized for his Kobe take, saying if he had Shaq, he would be a champ. Kobe fans on his bumper like headlights. Yeah, I didn't hear what T-Mac said exactly. He's saying if he had Shaq, he would be a champion. I mean, you're saying that if Tracy McGrady played next to Shaq instead of Yao Ming, is that what you're saying? That's probably true. I mean, I don't think that's a diss. I don't know why Kobe fans would be mad. If Tracy McGrady was able to team up with Shaquille O'Neal at some point in the 2000s, and they had the proper supporting cast, maybe Robert Horry somewhere around, they might have won a championship. Seriously, T-Mac never won a championship. But, I mean, pairing a player like T-Mac or Kobe with Shaq is a winning combination. Let's just put it that way. If Yao hadn't gotten hurt so much, there was some real promise in that Rockets core that had McGrady and Yao Ming. Yeah, there was some promise there. And they were starting to get other secondary players around them that were helpful too. And, the Rockets, it's really sad that Yao Ming's career was so cut short. He was amazing when he was healthy. People don't talk about Yao Ming enough, honestly. The Yao Ming was a phenomenon. And just like Shaq, he was one of the most dominant players in the history of the NBA. But he's an afterthought because really his career was cut so short. He didn't get the accolades or the spotlight. And in some ways, the U.S. is not trying to put Yao Ming on blast still. You got to think about that, right? China, oh, yeah, he's on blast like crazy over there still. But, yeah, not over here. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think Tracy's off base with this. I don't know what he said exactly. Lakers fans, you getting a little sensitive, being a little bitches. Yeah, that's what that sounds like to me. That's right. Kaz saying, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Trucker Kaz. I'm going to beat you in WNBA fantasy. I'm coming. It's not this week, but next week I'm playing you, Kaz. So you get ready. I want to get revenge for my only loss. That's right. Seymour saying, T-Mac, you had Yao Ming, Steve Francis, and I think Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard. You want to call him Juan? Juwan Howard. And he did nothing. Just saying he shouldn't have left Toronto. Well, he's admitted this. Seymour, that if there's something he would have changed in some ways, he would have not left Toronto, and he would have tried to do something with his cousin here in Toronto with Vince. He understands that the Vince Tracy McGrady just didn't get the proper chance. He understands that, and he's very open about that. He admits it, so he knows that. The other thing is, listen, like I said just now, Yao Ming's injuries did not allow that Rockets team to take off. You can't blame Tracy completely for that. It's a very similar thing to like the Bulls recently with Lonzo Ball. It's like one key player that's supposed to be a major part of your team is out. You can't do nothing. And listen, Tracy was leading the league in scoring when he played for the Rockets, and he was a badass. He was like one really top. He was right there with Kobe, man. I'm just going to say that. Both of them were very equal in powers. It's just Kobe got a lot of the accolades as far as the championships and the fame and the stardom. And then Tracy, because he never actually won, is kind of lackluster in comparison. But some of that's just a bad timing in place for Tracy McGrady. And Yao Ming's injury is huge in getting between Tracy McGrady and Larry O'Brien. Huge, huge. We got to remember that. Acknowledging Sheriff Seymour Pape. I love it. There you go. There you go. That's right. Trucker Cass. That's right. Let's go. Randolph's here. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks family. Your compliment your contentment in each day comes from the completion and fulfillment of your God-given purpose. Live, love, and give. Yeah. In some ways, I realize part of what I'm here on earth for, God give me talents to entertain. And some of it's just being goofy on the stream at 9:30 in the morning. Some of it is going to karaoke nights and singing badass renditions of classic rock songs. Yeah, I went to karaoke night this weekend. It was the first time I'd gone in a long time. And I went by myself. And I went to a real small town out here in central Ontario. And in some ways, it was scary. It was daunting. I didn't think I was going to sing when I went up there, but I did. The environment was very friendly and it was very supportive. So I was like, you know what? Even though I'm a stranger, I'm confident in my abilities to get up there and sing in front of total strangers with not a single friend in this place, and I'm going to kick ass. And I did. I got up there and sang the Eagles, Take It Easy, because that was the karaoke host's favorite band, Eagles. That's the tip. If you want to get in good with a karaoke host, ask him what his favorite band is or her favorite band is before you start. And you might get better favor in the order of karaoke later when it's a little busier. So it's real smart. So I did Take It Easy and I killed it. And after I sang, all these people were coming up to me from the place saying, "Oh, you are so good. Wow. I hope you sing some more. And would you like to come and sit with us?" and stuff like that. So it's like, I was given God-given talents to entertain. And that may be on this stupid channel with all the dumb things I say on here. It's not a stupid channel. We love this channel. But also to just get up on the stage and sing karaoke for strangers. So that's what you do. Give what you got to the world. If you're talented, use it and entertain. Because in today's age, we need more smiles and laughs and happiness. And, people that can be clowns or sing or act or, you need to do that. And that's what Randolph's talking about here. God-given talent. That's a God-given purpose. Thank you, Randolph Phillips. Blessings to the Phillips family and all the Raptor Freak families all around the world. That's right. There you go. There you go. Randolph saying, Lex, the new guys in Summer League is helping me heal from Masai wound. Yeah, I can't wait for the games that our team will play in. I want to see growth and potential. This is a fantastic part of Summer League is we check in with players. The crazy thing is that some of these guys we just saw, in April? Not that long ago, right? It'll be like, let's see, June, May. It's like 3 months ago. And what's going to be the look of Jamal Shed? What's going to be the look of Al-Rasham Shea? What's going to be the look of Jacoby Walter? I am excited because I think that we're going to see progress, like Randolph has said here, and jumps in some of these guys' ability and confidence on a basketball court. And I'm telling you right now, the Raptors Summer League team has an ace up its sleeve. And that is basically that they're all familiar with each other. Looking at all the Summer League rosters for all the teams in the league, they're all a mishmash of thrown together guys. Very, very few, continuity from the teams from last year. Sure, there's going to be rookie class from last year on some of the teams that played together last year on the teams. But there's a lot of just thrown together people from all around the world and undrafted and players that are just trying to make the league, like Omari Moore, who's been kicking ass this weekend for the Spurs Summer League team. Congratulations, Omari Moore, Niagara River Lions champion of the CBL. Yeah, he has been kicking some major butt for the Spurs at the California Classic already this weekend. Also, Cole Schwider destroying things for the Lakers on a big, huge scale. They got him in a picture with Bronny saying that him and Bronny are killing it for the Lakers in Summer League. Not so much Bronny. It's kind of like what they did with Bronny and Bron. It's like they're so good together, but Bronny is not doing anything. Bron's doing everything. Well, Cole Schwider's doing everything for the Lakers in Summer League right now. Yeah, it's cool to see former Raptors 905 kicking ass in the Summer League like Omari Moore and Cole Schwider. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. These guys are all just thrown together, and the Raptors have an advantage because a huge part of our Summer League team played together last year. A huge part of it. I mean, it's not just the 5 rookies from last year. Jameson, Jamal, Jonathan, Jacoby, and Ulrich. You got Castleton. You got AJ Lawson. You got guys from 905 that played with the rookies also, like Quincy Guerrier and Tyreek Key. So there's a lot of connections already on this Raptors Summer League team. So I expect the Raptors Summer League, led by James Wade, to be a little bit more connected than the average Summer League team. That they need to be playing as a team better than the other teams that they play. Seriously, because you don't have an excuse. Y'all have familiarity. Y'all have reps. Y'all have time together. Y'all know each other's proclivities. You've had a year together, Jamal and Jacoby and Jameson and Jonathan. I want to see that work has been accrued and it's intact and it is respected and it is utilized as an advantage against the other Summer League teams who just met each other a couple days ago. So I'm just saying, we got this advantage, James Wade. I expect big things from y'all because 10 out of our 16 players are returning players. That's right. And the other teams in the Summer League, they may have like 4 or 5 returning players and like 12 new guys that just showed up. I like it. I like it a lot. I think we have a good chance because we have continuity. That's what it is right there. Fiercey's here. Good morning, fam, and happy Monday. Good morning to you, MJ. I hope you had a fantastic Sunday. Yeah, good to see you. Ditto. Seymour saying chocolate-covered spiders. You're speaking my language. Chocolate-covered spiders? Yeah. Wait, what? You said spiders? Skittles-covered hot dogs. What? Whoa, Joey Chestnut. No. That'd be crazy. Have y'all, I said this yesterday and I probably shouldn't have. Can you imagine what Joey Chestnut's going through today? 2 days after 4th of July. What if he ate like Skittles covered hot dogs? Skittles covered hot dogs? Yeah, he'd be shitting the rainbow. That's what he'd be doing on Sunday after the 4th of July hot dog eating contest. 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Yeah, if he ate Skittles covered hot dogs in that hot dogs contest, yeah, he'd be shitting the rainbow. Yeah, taste the rainbow? No, not this one. You don't want to. Just trust me. Yeah, deep fried Doritos? Deep fried Doritos. Oh, I get what's going on here. You're talking about food that's out at Calgary right now, isn't it? Yeah. It's that stuff out at the Calgary Stampede. Deep fried Doritos. Yeah, you know, this is why some people get deep fryers at their house because they want to be experimental. And they'll put anything in there, anything that's edible, even things that aren't edible. They'll deep fry them and try and eat them. Stupid. Darwinism. Let's just put it that way. Pizza slices. What? Deep fried Doritos, pizza slices, pickled pepperoni chips. Stampede got some crazy eats, and it ain't cheap. That breakfast may be free, but them crazy ass treats that you shouldn't be eating are expensive. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing. I know if I saw any of this shit in front of me, I would be like, wow, that's innovative. That's interesting. But I am not going anywhere the hell near that gastronomically. I'll put that in my system. Woo, that would be bad. Deep fry anything is bad for legs. Let's just put it that way. That's right. Fiercely saying, happy birthday, Masai. Happy birthday to Masai. That's right. I'm not going to let this go. In fact, this day, July the 7th, every single year, we're going to definitely talk about Masai every single year on July the 7th forever. That's right, Ed Rogers. I'm never going to let you forget the stupid thing you did when you did what you did. He had 20 more years of running this team. You know he did. He could have ran this team for 20 more years and we'd be excellent the whole time. Stupid idiot. All right, let's see. Seymour saying, and the party ends Sunday, not Friday. At Kareem, the clock is ticking on the free breakfast. Laugh out loud. Terry Foxon. It's right. He's telling you to get to the street and start running. Get cross country, Kareem Thomas. Don't half-ass it. Full ass it. You have to full ass it if you're going to run that far. That's right. And, you know, you could be a legend like Terry Fox by the time you get there. Now you're going to be so hungry, you're going to be ready for that free breakfast by then. Yeah. And you'll have worked off some of the weight, you know, walking over there. I'm not saying you're out of weight. I don't know what you are. I'm just saying if you have to walk there or run there, yeah, you're going to need to get some weight back on that free breakfast. That's right. Reggie's saying JV is willing to forgo his NBA salary, man. JV isn't the type to sit out, though. He's going to play in Denver if he has to. Yeah, I could see that. I could see both. I mean, because this is the thing. When we get right down to it, the clock is ticking. When did we draft that man? We drafted that man like 2009, y'all. Seriously. We drafted him in 2009. I'm pretty sure that's when we drafted him, right? Let me look that up. Let fact check yourself, Lex. You're a Raptors freak. You should know when your Raptors are drafted. I'm pretty sure he was drafted in 2009, and that was not that long after Bargnani, right? Right. Let's see. When was he drafted? Where is it? He was drafted. Hang on. That's not the best place to look. Just go to his Wikipedia, bro. You know where it is on Wikipedia. He was drafted in 2011. Never mind. I was wrong. He was drafted in 2011. That's just 2 years later. Yeah. So this man's he's not that young, right? Jonas is, as of right now, he is 33. Okay. So he wants to have his later 30s be in the EuroLeague. That's what it is right there. I think you're right that he won't sit out because once again, his age is a factor and he's only got a certain amount of years to play. And if he's going to be forced to be there, he will play then. I could see that. He's easy going enough like that, but I don't see how much he strong arms his way out of there. Seriously. If I was him, I'd be like, hell no. And I'd be saying stuff like, it's because this country is becoming fascist. I'm sorry. And I want asylum away from the United States. Seriously, I want asylum, political asylum, back in Greece, away from the United States and ICE and the fascism. That's an easy excuse. I'm sorry, but I have to breach my contract with you, Denver Nuggets, because of fascism. I'm sorry. I have a sensitivity to it. I'm a Baltics person. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just how it is. I mean, I feel the same way as an Estonian. I have I don't like fascism. Trust me, as an Estonian, Lithuanians, Latvians, none of us like fascism. Not around that part of Europe. No, 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 no. And I understand Valanciunas in that way. Seriously. That's not that long ago in our family histories. Trust me. My grandfather had to fight fascists in World War II. So it's like, Jonas, he has family members that are older than him that had to fight the Soviets. So it's like, you don't think he understands what's going on politically in the United States a little bit better than the average American? And that he's like, peace out. I'm sorry. I don't want to be here. I'd rather be in Europe. It's probably safer in Europe at this point. It's crazy. Who would have thought North America would become less safe than Europe? Seriously, it's probably safer in Europe at this point on that continent than it is North America with the changes the United States going through. Seriously. All right, let's keep going. G saying, speaking of WNBA, I saw a former Fever player and the former coach of the Women's Canada IG page, Christy Sides, may have been part of the coaching staff. Wonder if she will be the new Tempo coach. Okay, G's talking about prospective possibilities for the Tempo head coaching job. And he thinks it might be Christy Sides. Christy Sides? Is that a spell correct? Is that really a last name? Okay. Well, I mean, there's probably a lot of different people that are being considered. I've heard on the timeline Teresa put out earlier this year that the hiring of the coach will probably come in October, around then, in the fall. That they'll do it then because the draft that they're going to be participating in will be at the end of the year. So they're going to want to have Toronto Tempo coach in place probably about a month or two before the draft. And I could say that it'll probably be around October that we'll hire a Tempo coach. So we'll have to see if that's the name. I don't know if that's the right last name there. Christy Sides, former favorite coach, Christy Sides. Okay. Seymour's brought up an ugly incident, NBA. Ben McLemore is guilty of rape and sentenced to in prison after a few seasons with the Houston Rockets. Knucklehead. Yeah, in some ways, he's not a Raptor. It's a black eye. It's an ugly thing in the NBA. This kind of stuff is awful. I'm glad people get in trouble for doing stuff like this. But in some ways, I don't even want to talk about this, man. Macklemore doesn't deserve our breath. How about that? Seymour, good to see you, man. Always. Seymour saying they're very similar, Mamu and Huff. So you're saying exactly. They're like kind of similar kind of player. Now, I would say this. I know Sandro's been in the league longer than J Huff. So he should have more experience and be just a little bit ahead of him. Does that make sense? And Sandro's going to be the backup center. And J Huff's going to be the starting center for the Pacers. Something's not adding up here. Exactly. I'll have to see it to believe it. You know what? Maybe I will do this throughout the season. I'm going to see who's better, Mamu or Huff. And don't get in a huff if I pick as Mamu. That's right. If my pick is Mamu. That's right. Smith saying Malik Beasley is in serious hot water. Man, he wasn't paying his dental bills and the alleged gambling. Either way, man, once again, this is a black eye on the league. This is something in some ways is sad and depressing. And in some ways, it's like it's not Raptors. And so we did Jonte extensively talk about Jonte Porter saga here, and very much at some point we're just like, yeah, I don't want to talk about this anymore because it's an ugly incident, and this stuff is too. Now I don't know anything about the Malik Beasley case. I haven't done any research on it. I don't care. In some ways, this may be becoming a common occurrence happening more and more around sports everywhere. That there's gambling allegations about different players. So I feel bad for Malik. I think it's innocent until proven guilty, and Terry Rozier was not guilty. So in some ways, he may be more dead to rights if you know the details of the case better than me than Terry. Because when I looked at the stuff with Terry, because I was like, if this stuff is going to happen all the time, I want to look through and see what's going on. Like Jonte, dead to rights. Oh yeah, he did that shit. But when I heard the details about Terry Rozier, I was like, he didn't do it. This doesn't sound like it's the actual case. Like this sounds like bullshit. And it was right. He was cleared. So I don't know. I don't feel like going through this case. Malik Beasley's in trouble. If he's guilty, well, he's guilty. If he isn't, it is what it is. But this could become too common, and it's going to happen in all sports. All sports. Seymour saying, Mamu, hang on. Oh, I jumped ahead. Let me make sure I get to the right spot. Mamu got better defense. Huff got him on the offense. So maybe Huff's a better three-point shooter. If I remember Huff, he can shoot threes pretty good, right? Now, okay. They're both kind of power forward centers that are active guys that get after it, is what I think their main threat is that they're very energetic players that can infuse an enthusiasm and energy into games. I think that that's what their both kind of commonality is, right? Is that they're very energetic and getting after it. Trevor's saying Cole wins the games for the Lakers, 24 points and 20 rebounds. Yeah, he's the leading scorer for both the games for the Lakers this weekend at the California Classic. And I'm impressed. I'm proud of him. In some ways, he only made a brief pit stop with the Raptors at the end of the year. But I could tell he's a young man that had confidence issues. And seeing him come out gangbusters for the Lakers right now, in some ways, I love it. And I kind of want him to get taken on by the Lakers because of this performance and play with them this year. He deserves it. So I'm rooting for you, Cole Schweider. I'm rooting for you, man, even if the reward is to play for the Lakers. All the California Classic teams have lost in the first 2 days of that tournament over there. Every team lost. Each are 1-1. All four of the teams are 1-1 after 2 days of action. Salt Lake City Classic taking a day off yesterday. Yeah, somebody pointed out in our chat that it's kind of unfair that there's the Salt Lake City Classic and the California Classic, and 8 teams at both locations are getting extra summer league games. As they put it, it's the ability to see the players more time on the court. And, I can't disagree with this. There is some advantages to that. More time on the court, more orientation, more chance to assess players that you maybe wanted to possibly get on your team. I don't know how they do it. Why did these teams in particular get the advantage of doing those other summer leagues? I don't know, Adam Silver. In some ways, is it that big of a deal? Maybe not. Maybe not. It's just a couple more extra games. But I don't know. I could see where it could be an advantage. It's an interesting thing to think about. In some ways, the Raptors are going to get 5 summer league games, and we'll get to see our summer league team 5 times. But the Lakers are going to get to see their team 8 times. And in some ways, that seems unfair, right? That's 3 more games. It's 3 more games. It's not too much. Wayne saying, morning, Raptor Freaks. Summertime. Summertime. Yeah. There you go. Summer League. Raptors ball. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Sergeant Wayne, good to see you. Infamous is here. Good to see you, Infamous. Happy birthday to the true professional, ambassador, and humanitarian Masai Ujiri. That's right. Never, ever going to let his memory go. Never. You cannot take him out of the DNA of the Raptors at this point, Ed Rogers. He's in our bodies. He's in our souls. He's in our hearts. And you cannot extract that from Raptors culture, from Raptors world. That's right. Wayne's saying, wait, here's Trevor. 2 more games today. California Summer League. Y'all can watch on NBA TV Canada. Yeah, they do. They 4 teams, so each team plays the other teams once. So that's 3 games. Yeah, yeah. They'll finish up the California Summer League, and then they'll all go to Vegas and they'll play again there. Wayne's saying Tracy was always injured. As soon as the Rockets got deep into the playoffs, he had his bad back acted up like clockwork. That's true too. I mean, I was talking about Yao's injuries, but Tracy did have injury problems at different times that were just not good timing. Also, yeah. The closest he came to winning a championship was on the Spurs, right? But he was washed by then. And he wasn't even playing like major minutes. He was on the end of the Spurs bench, and it was near the end. It was like Tim Duncan was on the team, and he was kind of on that team then. That may have been the closest he got was on the Spurs that one time. Seymour's got eye candy on blast. Loving seeing eye candy. Hello. Let's see what else. Fiercely saying Denver Nuggets GM wasn't GMing correctly. Yeah, I don't understand why he wouldn't have known this. Y'all are supposed to know everything. If you don't know everything about the players in the league and things like that, well, you're not doing your job right. Especially you didn't do your research. You're going, we're invested and interested in getting Jonas Valanciunas. He's been in the league forever. We know everything about him. Okay, yeah, let's go and trade for him. Let's trade for Jonas. Yeah, we know everything about him. He's been in the league for so long. He was a Raptor way back. Yeah, we know all about him. Well, all right, let's trade for him. Hey, you didn't know that I said like a month ago that I want to go back to Europe to play this year? Oh, you didn't do your research. You didn't do your GMing right. That's right. Wasn't correctly GMing. That's right. Seymour was saying, T-Mac said if you take Kobe off the Lakers and put him in that slot, he would accomplish everything Kobe did. Woo! Okay, now I see why they came at him. That's what he said. All right, you had to elaborate because I don't see everything you guys are seeing. Okay, I can see why that people are upset about that in some ways, but still, it's a little sensitive. He may be right. I mean, seriously, there aren't that many players who are on the same level as Kobe Bryant, and 2 of them at that time were the cousins from Florida, Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. In some ways, they were comparable. They were doing the same kind of stuff stat-wise, and they played the same position. So I don't think Tracy's that far off with saying this. I think that in some ways he's exactly right. And Lakers fans are just being all butthurt. And they're like, oh, no, you're not like Kobe. I'm like, motherfucker, seriously, he was. He was like Kobe. It's just that he wasn't on the Lakers getting, a lot of shine because he's Lakers. That's one thing you got to understand. Kobe gets an uptick just because of Lakers and Lakers over importance in this league. Tracy McGrady was a Laker that whole time. He would get the same treatment as Kobe. So I can't disagree with Tracy. I'm standing with him. He may be right. He may be exactly right. Lakers fans, you can get all disgruntled and stuff like that, but the man's skill set wasn't that far off from Kobe's. Now, the one thing is about clutch. Now, would Tracy been as clutch as Kobe or as driven? Who knows? Who's to say? But this is a woulda, coulda, shoulda. We don't know if this could have been true or not. It could be that Tracy had the injury problems and it wouldn't have happened. But it could also be that he didn't. And it was exactly right what he said. I don't know. We can't say this. How do we figure this out? I can say that out of all the players in the league, Tracy McGrady is one of the closest to Kobe Bryant at that time. That's fair to say. That is fair to say. That's right. Fiercely saying, let them get Alex Len, Drew Eubanks, or another of that caliber. That's right. That's right. Go scrape the bottom of the barrel. Go call up Aaron Baines. That's right. That's right, Denver. I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't know. Jonas, maybe he doesn't like the mile-high attitude. That's right. He's like, this is too high for me, guys. I have to go back to Lithuania and ice fish. I'm sorry. It's too high up in the mountain. I am not breathing right. No, my wife, she's too short for this high mountain. We are going back to the country. Yeah, okay. All right. See you, Jonas. Yeah, too short for a mile-high city. That's right. That makes sense to me. That's how it works, right? Let's see. Seymour saying, I don't know how Lex knew Jonas would bounce to Greece. You must be related or in his camp because I thought Denver trading for him was the place to be. I just pay attention, Seymour. Like I said, I love our Raptors alumni. And I do follow certain alumni very closely, like Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Jonas Valanciunas. And I just pay attention. And I heard an interview. Jonas was overseas in Europe. And visiting back. And he said, you know what? I'm having so much fun being back in Europe right now. The vibes are better than weird stuff in the U.S. I think I want to play my next part of my career here. He said it. I heard him with his voice say it in an interview. That's why I knew this, is because I saw a Jonas interview that he had posted, or somebody posted somewhere where he said, I want to play in Europe this year. So that it's not that I'm Nostradamus or I know him or anything like that. It's just I saw an interview where he said it earlier this summer and I remembered it. I actually made note of it on the show. You can probably go back in the archive and find the show where I said, in the Instagram stories, Jonas Valanciunas just said that he would like to play in Europe. And that may have been in like May when I read that Instagram story out. So, I mean, I'm just paying attention. That's what it is. I'm just paying attention. And, there was some like dispute about whether this is what he would want to do or not. And I get it. It's $10 million. Everybody's like, why would you walk away from $10 million, Jonas Valanciunas? Well, because he's probably got like $100 million already. In some ways, it's like, yeah, this money's not important at a certain point, right? It shouldn't be, at least, billionaires. That's what I say right there. Reggie's saying, Masai posted a tribute to Toronto on the Giants of Africa YouTube. Simple video of him walking out of the Raptors court, fade to black. I love you, Toronto. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. It's sad. It's tacky of Ed Rogers, but it's, man, classy. And that's tough, man. That's tough. I just hope that he makes the right decision in his next move. And Atlanta Hawks is not the right decision. I'll just keep saying that, Masai. There's a lot of teams that are beneath you. There's a couple of teams that would be okay for you to go to. I think an expansion team that's starting fresh would be an interesting challenge. And also, as much as I hate to say it, if the Lakers do pony up and pay you a huge amount of money to run the Lakers, that's a prestigious job that's very tough to do. And that would be a good challenge for you. So, but it can't be any other teams, honestly. You shouldn't go to any other teams in this whole entire league. Nobody in the Eastern Conference for sure. Nobody in the Eastern Conference. If you're going, go to Seattle or go to LA or Las Vegas. One of those three places. I wouldn't say even go back to any of the other teams out west. I say go and run the Lakers because in some ways there's a place that Masai could show up that's been so badly run for so long that he can add to his great story by improving the Lakers immediately. And it'll make him look so good because a lot of the other teams, if he went to, they're dysfunctional in other weird ways. It could very well be that he flops and he hurts his legacy. He hurts his quality control of his whole entire career. If he goes to the Atlanta Hawks, that'll happen. I'm going to say that right now. So it's like if he's worried about legacy and how he looks as a person and the jobs that he's doing, and he wants to have a certain quality control over his career, you can't go to just any NBA team. You've got to be smart, Ujiri, if you are going to go to an NBA team. In fact, I say don't even do it. Make Toronto special and don't try and create something else somewhere else. Continue with Giants of Africa, Basketball Africa League. If the front office of the NBA wants you to be an officer in the front office of the NBA, like the deputy commissioner or the commissioner, take that. But be careful. Do not try and go run the Washington Wizards. No, don't try and work for James Dolan. Yikes. No, I think James Dolan don't like you and you don't like him at this point. So, yeah, that's a beautiful thing. I'll have to watch that tribute that Masai's put out on the Giants of Africa YouTube channel. Yeah, I'll have to see that, man. Man, that's tough. Randolph saying, happy birthday, Masai, and all who are celebrating. If you're a Raptors fan, you should be. In the month of July, all who are celebrating their birthdays in the month of July. Another year is in the history books. Now continue writing on the New Year's pages. Enjoy the celebrations. Yeah, it's the mid of the summer, the mid of the year. And we're in the hot and heavy part of the year, man, the heat dome and very, very warm temperatures. One thing I want to tell everybody, make sure you're hydrating. Seriously. Water is so important. It's the essence of life. And if you're sweating a lot, you're losing your water. So you need to replenish it. And electrolytes. Yeah, electrolytes. Those are important too. So y'all do that. Go on and get your water in because it's hot outside. It's been very, very hot. Trevor's saying 80 people lost their life over the 4th of July weekend in a flash flood in Texas, mostly children. That's messed up, Trevor. Boy, you're a ray of sunshine on this one. Man, I didn't want to hear this. I mean, seriously, man. Listen, tragedies that happen in the United States are not more important than tragedies that happen in the rest of the world. 80 people lose their life in Texas. Well, 800 lose their life in India from a mudslide. And nobody talks about that or makes it more important. I mean, nobody's talking about some of the genocide and the awful things that are happening in Africa right now because nobody talks about it. The overimportance of American lives in this situation, sure, this is sad. This is a tragedy. It should never happen. If there was better infrastructure in the United States, maybe this wouldn't have happened. I don't know the specifics of the case. I'm just saying, in some ways, to me, this smacks of overimportance on American lives over the rest of the world's lives. You can see it in Israel and Palestinians, the body count. How much is an Israeli life worth in Palestinian lives? It seems like it's about 1 to 20. One Israeli is worth 20 Palestinians. So, yeah, in some ways, it's like I'm very sad about this, especially if innocent children died. But also at the same time, it's like, why is this so important compared to all the tragedies that go on around the world that nobody talks about? That's what I would say. Yeah. Good morning, Rapid Freak crew from Stargate. Good morning to you, sir. Good to see you. Stargate saying Terry Rozier's case seems very suspicious to me, as if someone was trying to set him up. It was was much to do about nothing. Kind of a waste of resources, if you ask me. Waste of everyone's time. Well, knowing who Terry Rozier is, he's kind of he may be a careless person, and he may have not done anything, but he may have had been in circles like carelessly, like with people that are associated around him that may have been not good for him to be around in association, but they had to due diligence check him. I think that's what it is, because I think that Terry is a little careless, is what it is, and that something looked like it was incongruency or something that was abnormal, and they had to investigate it then. But the way that the way that I knew that he didn't do anything is because is the way he acted in games. It's not like Jonte doing weird stuff like asking to get pulled out of games or something like that. It wasn't anything like that. So I don't know. The whole thing with Terry was a waste of resources. You're exactly right, but they have to make sure. Info is saying that's not what T-Mac said. Direct quote: "Would place me with Kobe and I win a ring." He just wins one ring. Yeah, see, he doesn't even do the whole dynasty that Shaq and Kobe did. He's just saying if I got to play with Shaq at one point in my career, I would have won a ring, and that really sounds true to me. I'm going to stand with Tracy on all this. If Lakers Nation's coming after Tracy McGrady right now, you're wrong. Tracy's speaking the truth, and I believe him, what he's saying. That's what I hear right there. That's right. Stargate saying Tracy's skill set was very comparable to Kobe's. What sets them apart was drive and mentality. I mean, even argue that the drive is still there, but maybe not exactly the same as Kobe's, but mentality, maybe. Yeah, that's the big difference. Mamba mentality. Tracy had a killer instinct, and Tracy was a very high-level player that did compete. And we got to remember, Tracy McGrady did crazy shit like score like 12 points in like 30 seconds in a game once, right? You remember that? And Tracy, there was like 30 seconds to go in a game, and he made up like 12 points really fast. So I would say once again, he's closer on the scale towards Bryant than like 99% of the rest of the NBA. So it's not. How do you have the same Mamba mentality as the Mamba? It's hard, and the mentality is absolutely crazy. And yeah, Tracy's maybe a little more chill than him in certain ways, but I don't know if the drive is different though, because Tracy worked very, very hard, very, very, very hard. G saying Powell just got traded to the Heat. Norman Powell just got traded to the Heat. Let's go look at this, man. Or Dwight Powell. This is why we don't half-ass things, guys. This is why we don't half-ass things. Remember, you got to give me the full name. You said Powell. Who's Powell? Which Powell? You talking about Dwight or you talking about Norman? Which Powell? Tell me which one. I'm so mad, G. You're the season 1 trivia champion. You half-assed me on the news. Oh my gosh. You see, we don't even know. Fiercely saying, I'm still frustrated and sad about Masai's dismissal. Yeah, we'll keep that in you forever. Seriously, I will. I'm going to keep it in myself forever. That feistiness, we need to have it, Fiercey. We need to be fiercey about this. And that's what we're going to be. We're going to be fiercey about it. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Stargate saying Norm. We don't know. You talking about Norman? And he's saying, yep, Norman Powell and Davion are teammates now. Okay, Norman Powell. This is actually a really good move for Norm. Honestly, I know that he was enjoying playing in his home state, playing in LA, not far from San Diego. But I will say this, his opportunity to get more shine and maybe even become an all-star is in Miami. He was overshadowed by James Harden this year in a stupid way where James Harden shouldn't have been the all-star. this year. It should have been Norman Powell, the all-star for the Clippers. But in some ways, they got to worry about giving an all-star moniker to another former Raptor champion and stupid shit like that. I'm sure that's part of it. But if he goes to Miami, he could easily be the man there and absolutely get more accolades in there. It's a great move for Norman. It's kind of a nice fit. So I'm not mad at this. I'm happy for Norman on this. I'm happy with Norman for this. Yeah. John Collins, 3-team trade with the Jazz. So John Collins got traded too? Interesting. Interesting. Fiercey saying, what? Norm the Storm? The Heat Nation? Wow. Yeah, Norman battled Heat Nation for many years in the playoffs. You know, it's funny. I have the Kensington Variety VIP Club shows coming up with the bubble game, and there's a bubble game we play against the Miami Heat, and the Heat are so dirty. And of course, in the bubble, they went to the finals against the Lakers and lost to them in the finals. But that team that Miami had Goran and Kelly Olynyk on it, and in the clip of me reacting to it, I am cussing both of those guys for being dirty. And I'm like, this is why I don't understand why people were wondering why I was so mad at Goran when he showed up as a Raptor. It's because I don't forget this kind of shit, like dirty ass play Miami Heat players do to our Raptors. So in some ways, Norman's going to a franchise that was dirty towards us in his early Toronto Raptors playoff runs. So yeah, this will be interesting. I think it's a great fit. Norman, this is gonna be badass. I'm really happy for you going to Miami. I know that you're not probably upset about this. You know, Clippers are so unserious, shaking my head. I don't know what the Clippers are. They got a rich owner and a brand new arena, and well, Kawhi Leonard. I think that's the problem. I think Kawhi Leonard has been the problem this whole time. Stargate saying, wow, there's the Jimmy replacement Lex was talking about. Yeah, this kind of fits. I mean, if Andrew Wiggins would get up off his ass, he could have been it. But like I said, there's something weird with Andrew at this point. He's not the kind of player he should have been at this point in his career. And that's partly because he just doesn't had the DeRozan code. I'm going to say that right now. I've talked about DeRozan code as a derivative of Mamba mentality. And Andrew Wiggins doesn't have DeRozan code because in some ways, sure, he's been in the league a long time, but has he gotten better as he's gotten older? No, he hasn't. And, you know, DeMar DeRozan's gotten better every year since his whole entire career. He has. And in some ways, I'm like, Andrew, what did you do with your career? Why are you not way better at this late stage in your career at this point? You're not dependable still. You're not able to do this. You're not able to do that. I'm disappointed in Andrew Wiggins. And in some ways, that's why I was glad he wasn't on Team Canada last year. So you guys can go by big names and him being a number one pick and him being a long NBA player and all this kind of stuff. But in some ways, it's like his time has passed with Team Canada. He's washed. And his time has passed in the NBA in certain ways as being like a top level player. If Miami doesn't have confidence in him being the man in this, you know, they were supposed to say that he was getting traded to the Lakers. It was a rumor in the last week. And but I think that trade got rejected or something you guys were saying. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Andrew Wiggins. But Norman Powell may be a better leader for that team. That's right. He's a better team. Yeah, Powell to the Miami Heat. Norman Powell, Miami Heat. That's right. Davion and Norman. That's right. What? Smooth saying, what the fuck? Norman must be so pissed. He loved being a Clipper. I don't think he's pissed, man. I don't think he's pissed. I think that Norman, you know, even when he was in Portland and he got traded from the Raptors, he was very professional. That hurt, man. He's actually opened up about getting traded by the Raptors, how much that hurt him. But he was still a professional. He made the best of his time in Portland. He wasn't there for too long. He got flipped to Clippers, and he was very happy to be on the Clippers. But, you know, this is a great opportunity for him because he'll be away from Kawhi and James, and he'll be able to show just how powerful he is on his own, like he was doing for the Clippers this year. But he's overshadowed because of star power on the paper next to him that's injured or not playing all the time. So this is a great move for Norman. Trust me. And he's not going to be upset playing for Miami. Come on, man. He's not going to be upset about this. He understands what's up. He understands what's up. That's right. G saying Utah got Kyle Love, Kyle Anderson, and second round pick. Kyle Love? You mean Kevin Love? Utah got Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and the second round pick from the Clippers. Okay. So they got Lee Kyer and Kevin Love. Kevin Love got traded by the Miami Heat. Wayne saying if Norman is in Miami, that's a great move. The Heat are gotten better. Yeah, he's a more stable night to night guy who's going to get points for them. That's what I would say right there. Like that's crazy. Who would have thought 10 years ago that Norman Powell would be the better, steadier pro, more consistent scorer than Andrew Wiggins at this point in their careers at this point in time in 2025? Who would have thought that? I don't think you could have predicted that from Norman's humble beginnings on the bench mob and who Andrew Wiggins was supposed to be as a number one pick. That's interesting to me, man. That's interesting. So G saying the official trade is the Heat get Norman Powell, the Clippers get John Collins, the Utah Jazz get Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and the Clippers' second round pick. Okay. Okay. So that is some shuffling up. Maybe Walker Kessler is going to be moving next since Kevin Love's coming in. We'll have to see. Smooth saying Norman loved being in LA though. But Miami does give him the opportunity to shine bright though. Yeah, Norman understands this, man. In some ways, like he got a nice couple of years playing in California. It's just the business. And hell, at least he's going to a team in a place he does really enjoy Miami. I know that. I know he's a Miami guy, and he's all good with it. Stargate saying that Norman is closer to Jamaica now, less than a 2-hour flight. There you go. That's something good too. Reacting to Norman Powell traded to the Miami Heat. Our playoff Powell is on the move once again. That's right. Breaking news. That's right. Let's see. Wiggins is likely traded now that Powell is in Miami. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening. Stargate saying Andrew Wiggins almost got traded to Lakers. Yeah, you did almost. Yeah, I pulled a Kareem. Yeah, you did. You did pull a Kareem with Powell. I thought you might meant Dwight. I wasn't sure. Lakers rejected that trade. They didn't want Andrew. No, they didn't. Miami still sucks, man. I think that's true. I think that's true. And some of it is that they don't have a contingency of bigs that are dependable. Udonis Haslem has retired. Bam Adebayo is the only one left still. But everybody else, there's no bigs. And Kevin Love's gone now too. Wow. So, yeah, they have no bigs. They're going to get trounced. And it's just changing. Miami Heat's power went with Jimmy Butler. Really, really did. Really, really did. All right, let's go check on the Instagram stories, guys. First of all, we got Jamal Shed. He's listening to Rod Wave, and he's got the Sunday twerk going on at Texas Pro Academy. That's where Jamal is putting in his off-season runs right now. It's there. And he's calling out his buddy Cryer. There's a guy who's playing on the Golden State Warriors Summer League team from Houston. And he's his dude. He's his buddy. It's LJ Cryer, who got 15 points on 5 of 6 shooting, 4 of 5 from 3. So Jamal's very proud of his guy, and he's got the Kelvin Sampson head in the corner there. Yeah, Houston Cougars are funny, man. And then he's got Grady on the treadmill. There's a really goofy clip of Grady running like a cartoon character on a treadmill. You know what that is? Like, I've been accused of this in the past too, myself. You're not a real person, Lex. You're a cartoon character. Yeah. Because in some ways I can do things in my life that look like I'm a cartoon, make funny faces, act real goofy physically. Well, that's what Grady is too. Grady's like a Looney Tune. Let's just face it. Grady, you're a Looney Tune, just like Daffy Duck and Porky Pig. And I love it. There's nothing wrong with this. It may be part of the reason why Carla Lessing loves you so much. That you're a Looney Tune, Grady Dick. You're literally like a Warner Brothers Looney Tune with your crazy faces and your goofing. I love it, man. Don't ever grow up on that. Seriously. Your goofy white boy Looney Tune ass is hilarious. And yeah, he's being a goofy guy on the treadmill. And Jamal Shed's taking note of it. He's saying Grady being Grady. So he's just a Looney Tune. He's going to run all crazy like Yosemite Sam on a treadmill. That's right. Norman Powell is saying thank you to the Bay Area already. He said this. Oh, no, that's Kevon Looney saying thank you to the Bay Area. He's posting the Players Tribune letter of Kevon Looney thanking Golden State Warriors now that he's moving on to his next team. I forget who he's going to. I don't even remember who Kevon's going to. Who is Kevon going to? Y'all remind me in the chat. And then Norman's not acknowledging that he got traded to the Miami Heat yet on his things. He's at the Swish Pro-Am, though. That's what's going on there. Toronto Tempo releasing a statement with the Dallas Wings on the tragedy in Central Texas with flooding. Very, very sad. Thinking of the Dallas Wings and all of Texas right now. Very, very, very sad. Also, Toronto Tempo celebrating the Canadian women's under 19 got the bronze at the AmeriCup in Chile yesterday. Fantastic job, ladies, getting bronze medal and winning in the bronze game. So good job, Canadian Women. That's right. Eric Smith is hilarious. Eric Smith has got Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele. You know, Keegan Michael Key did the whole thing with the football players. Aaron. You know what I'm saying? So this interviewer guy has him, and he's interviewing him, and he's giving him NBA names to do the treatment to, and he gives him like Victor and Giannis's name and Bam Adebayo, and he's hilarious. Keegan Michael Key calls him Victor Wembanyama, yeah, man, or something like that. He really messed up their names. He gave that treatment to these NBA players. It was hilarious. He did Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon. But yeah, you want to hear how he says Giannis's name? Go watch Eric Smith's Instagram stories. Hilarious, man. So good. So good. Keegan Michael Key. And he's celebrating the bronze medal for the young women of Canada. Oshai Baji announced yesterday that he's doing a summer camp, basketball skills camp, and Kansas for kids. It's going to be at the Mocon Training Facility in Overland Park, Kansas. It's $50 and includes autographs and pictures following the camp, t-shirts and gift bags. Boys and girls of all skill levels are welcome, 8 to 18. It's July the 25th, and it'll be from 9 to noon at in Kansas City or in Kansas, like somewhere near Kansas. So that's where Oshai's basketball camp is going to be. Yeah, there you go. So go join it. Young Abaji Foundation. Kelly Olynyk's thanking New Orleans as he leaves to go to Washington. Much love always, New Orleans. Not the same kind of goodbye that he gave to the Toronto Raptors, that's for sure. And he's got a sushi lineup on his foodie plate from yesterday. Wow. That looks like pretty good sushi there, Kelly. I went and ate sushi yesterday too, man. So we have something in common, Kelly. Yeah, look at that weird pizza that he ate there too. That's sushi pizza. Man, all kinds of crazy food Kelly's eating, man. Crazy, crazy food. You got to have that Food Canada show, man. I'm telling you. Broke Baby Stunna. Eugene Omoruyi is out riding around, listening to music in the back seat of a cab. I guess that's what's going on there. Let's see. Who else we got? Matt Devlin's putting on blast. They brought out Grady Dick's top 5 plays of the year from last year. Fantastic clips. I love when Raptors admins doing stuff like this and putting all this kind of like fun stuff for each player, best plays and stuff like that. So good. And Grady's reposted it, including the dunk that Grady did on Franz Wagner's head. So good. So much good stuff. Reverse alley-oop and transition, stuff like that. Yeah, it's good stuff. Slim Duck is got a crazy picture of Tupac with his eyes looking up. He said, "Me comforting my son after he threw a car at my head." This probably happened to Chris for real this weekend, where his young son threw a car at his head, and he had his son cried, and then he had to comfort him, even though he almost hit him in the head with a car, a Matchbox car, I'm sure. Emmanuel Quickly's with the family, and that's where it should be on a Sunday. Look at Emmanuel with his family, so happy and smiling. There's your Instagram stories with the Raptors and what they're doing right now. That's right. That's what the Instagram story is all about. That's right. Seeing what they're into. What are they into, man? That's right. Let's see. Infamous saying the Wiggins slander is a bit unfair. They don't win the 2022 chip without him. Dude averaged 19 and 9. Dude was balling in the playoffs. Slander. You know, you're not that wrong. You're not that wrong. You know what I'm going to say is, all right, he was a number 1 pick. There's extra pressure on number 1 picks. You know, if we're going to be gauging Bargnani in a certain way, you know, Wiggins should get the same kind of thing. And I say Wiggins has been very, very successful. He's been an all-star. He's done different things in his career. He's won a championship. But the potential for what Wiggins could have done past that is interesting. Because in some ways, you know, I don't even get on to him for this. Since they won that championship, Golden State, the last time in 2022, he's had issues off the court with family members not being well, and specifically his father, Mitchell, who did pass away in the last couple of years. So Andrew was choosing to be with his family over playing for the Warriors, and they were okay with it. Kerr was like totally fine with it. But also at the same time, they were jerks about him playing for Team Canada to a degree because of missing time in this way. I don't know. I want to be nice to Andrew, but there will be a stunted growth about him at some point that will be talked about why he didn't fulfill even greater potential that he possibly had. Seriously. But you know what? You're right, infamous. In some ways, we should be proud of Andrew because he's had a very, very successful career as a number one pick in the draft. Much more successful than Anthony Bennett. That's for sure. Much more successful than Anthony Bennett. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's a tough. I'm very harsh, and in some ways, I don't totally like the way Andrew plays. And like I said, in some ways, he hasn't grown as a player at this stage in how many years he's been in the league in the right kind of ways, like the Kyle Lowry ways, like the DeMar DeRozan ways. And that means it's like if you're going to be in the league for so many years, you should be stacking skills and expanding your game and doing this and this. And this man, to me, in some ways, he's been passive about his NBA career to a degree. I think that's fair to say. Yeah, Stargate saying infamous. I agree. Also, I think his dad's illness and death really deeply affected him. Yeah, for sure. And you know what? I can't fault him for that. If he couldn't be with the team for a couple of the years after their championship because of Mitchell and what he was going through, I mean, I commend him for what he did. I'm not going to come down on him for that. But also at the same time, we're talking about why this is the whole reason why we're talking about this. Why did they trade for Norman Powell today when Andrew Wiggins is there and he could have been their franchise player? Well, it's because Andrew Wiggins can't be their franchise player. And Norman Powell at this point is a better number one for the Miami Heat in some ways. Yeah. I mean, that's true. It's true. Seymour saying, I hope I didn't miss the classic card. No, you didn't miss the classic card. We haven't done it yet. Looney went to the Pelicans. Okay, so Kevon Looney went to the Pelicans. I appreciate that. I'm going to give you a dunk, Seymour, for being helpful and reminding me where he went. So he's on the Pelicans now. That's why I forgot. 112 for Seymour Pape. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Every team got multiple bigs, Looney and Queen. Yeah, there is a lot of that. Seymour saying that jelly layup by Grady is nasty. He is coming. Yeah. The Grady highlights are fun. Yeah, Grady is a really cool player. I kind of wish he was playing in summer league, but he's not. He's not on the summer league team because in some ways I'd like to see what he would do, but he doesn't need to be there. He's been there 2 years in a row. He's done what he's done. That's right. Stargate saying, had the Bucks traded Kyle Kuzma yet? No. Why would they trade him? They just acquired him last year. They wanted him. Yeah, they did. That's how you know Bucks management don't know what the hell they're doing. That's right. Wayne saying, we hardly mentioned Grady improving in whatever area needed. And in a defensive team like ours, less work for him means more energy for him running around, finding those spots to get the shots off. Nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I think that in some ways, he's been designated as an important part of our future. Some people have been saying recently that Grady is not likely to get traded by the Raptors because he has a ceiling to grow into that we're not totally sure about, and we want to enjoy it on our team. Now, it'd be really dumb if we traded Grady Dick this season, and then all of a sudden, in like 2 years from now, he's something even more on another level. So I think that in some ways it's smart to hold on to the projects that really do have a huge potential to just blow up. And Grady Dick and Scotty Barnes are both those kind of guys. And there's no coincidence that Masai Ujiri was name dropping both those guys as being a part of our future going forward. So yeah, I would see that. Yeah, Seymour saying Hero and Powell going to fight over the ball with Rozier. Yeah, Rozier won't be in the picture. Rozier has already been kind of backtracked. But, the thing is, Spoelstra and Riley are now telling their young players like Jaime Vasquez, Pele Larson, Jovic, these guys that, the time is now for you guys to step up and take more if you want to be on this team, Kel Ware. So that's kind of the stage they're in. They're changing the guard. And, well, Bam Adebayo may not be here for too much longer. Who knows if he gets traded or he's just, he's here still. But for the most part, we'll have to see. Tyler Hero, he almost got traded last year too, didn't he? Yeah. They were that close to trading Tyler Hero for like Dame Lillard or something like that, weren't they? Something like that. That's right. They want Kyle Kuzma. Who wanted Kyle Kuzma? Nobody wants Kyle Kuzma. I don't understand why Milwaukee did that. Why would you do that? It seemed like they were doing that just to Chris Middleton to be a jerk. It's like, yeah, Chris Middleton, you're always hurt. Our fans are complaining about you. We're not doing enough. So, you know what? You're expendable. You're always hurt anyway. Forget that you played for our team for almost a decade. You're a champion with our team. You're an all-star with our team, and the people love you to a degree also. No, we're just going to trade you for a loser named Kyle Kuzma. Yeah, for no reason. Yeah, we did this. Why did you do that to Chris Middleton? What did he do to you? Why did you trade him to Washington? Why did you do that to him? Seriously, that's wrong, man. That's like violence towards someone. We trade them to the Wizards. I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm not sorry for CJ though. CJ McCollum. That's right. That's right. Wayne's saying, how can Wiggins be stunted growth when you have accolades, All Star, and championship are worthy accomplishments? Has Wiggins not grown over time? All affirmative, but both scenarios can be true. This is both scenarios can be true, Wayne, and that's the interesting thing about the stunted growth channel. Like if you go and check out stunted growth on YouTube, fantastic YouTube channel, my favorite basketball channel. At this point, I don't watch Basketball Time Machine with Sean David anymore. He's too much of a Raptors hater. And he loves the Celtics too much. So yeah, Sean David, whatever. I don't watch you no more. You're too much a homer for Boston. You didn't do enough Raptors content. All right. So Stunted Growth has done a Stunted Growth on Kevin Durant recently. Yeah. So if they can do a Stunted Growth on Kevin Durant, they can do one on Andrew Wiggins. And you can understand what it is. It's basically like, well, what could have been if Kevin had not had these stumbling blocks or these issues with these decisions that he made in his NBA career, or this happened in his NBA career. The Stunted Growth show is always 3 stunted things that happen to a person. And it doesn't matter if they're successful or not. It's what they could have even been better. It's the potential that's even bigger that they could have grew into that they didn't. And in some ways, there's a case to be made that Kevin Durant could have been an even bigger and more important person in the NBA's history if he didn't sell out the Oklahoma City Thunder to go to the Golden State Warriors to ring chase. If he didn't take off on the Warriors after that dynasty to go to Brooklyn for money. Basically, those are the 2 biggest mistakes, first 2 mistakes on the stunted growth for Kevin Durant. Is that he turned his back on the Thunder and went the easy route, and that tainted the way that everybody looked at him afterwards for being lazy and joining the winning team that he just lost to. So it's kind of that kind of stuff. So it would be interesting to see what stunted growth would say that Andrew had happened in his career that may have took him off the track to his fullest potential that he could have been as a number 1 pick for the Minnesota Timberwolves way long ago. So yeah, no, you're exactly right. It can be both. And that's what this is in this case. But they're thinking about, well, they could have even gone further if things had lined up a little bit better for them in certain ways. So he does stunted growths on successful players just as much as busts. And it really is kind of like, why did he does teams too. Like why did the Clippers not win during the Paul George era with the Clippers? They were supposed to do it. And he went over the whole time why it didn't work. And a lot of it was injuries with Kawhi. But, the stuff like that. He went over why Kevin Durant experiment in Brooklyn with Kyrie and all that didn't work. Why did the Brooklyn Nets super team not work in the last years recently? It's a fantastic channel. He did the Suns too. He went over why that Kevin Durant didn't work on the Suns with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. So yeah, it's a really, 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 really great channel. And it's very informative. And honestly, if I was a young person coming up and aspiring to be in the NBA, those cautionary tales are gold. And they will teach you all kinds of pitfalls that you just need to, cautionary tales where you just want to avoid what those issues are. That's right. That's right. Trevor's saying I shared that video with Masai in the Facebook chat. Okay. All right. Let me go look at it real quick. Let me see what he did. I'll watch it. I'll do a live react to this. I might get emotional, guys. Oh, it's 6 minutes? Jeez. Sentimental music. Oh, man. I think I just saw him walking with Kimberly. Oh, man. This is tough. That's right. Spawn will last forever. His gratitude. Yep. We love you. We love you so much, Messiah, on your birthday. Wow. This is so well done. That's right. Jeff Landicho, you did a good job on this, man. That's right. That's right. Incredible Raptors team. Aw, his first child. Aw, their friends and their community are here in Toronto. His wife's so beautiful. Yep, that's right. Damn it, man, he should never have been gone, man. So stupid. That's right. That's right. Chance to win. Demar, Mark, Grevis, Norman. Man, he's such a badass, guys. I love that he added the Vince Carter part with the jersey retirement of Vince. There's so much winning in this video, guys. He's writing his own, like, postscript here, and it's amazing. It's so good. They edited this so well, man. Man, I'm sorry I'm not really talking right now. I wanna watch this. He's so cool, man. That's right. We got your back. Oh, he even put the clip of the guy pushing him. That's messed up. We know that Kyle Lowry's got your back, man. Yep. Tragedies, lockdowns, and protests. It's about humanity. He said new directions and new challenges. There he is with Barack Obama, Justin Trudeau, Kajme. Man, even Keith Pelly's in this freaking video. It's bullshit, man. Why'd you put Keith Pelly in this? Yeah, he said he's gonna be around WNBA with Teresa. Wherever it takes you to Adam Silver's seat. Man, this is so good. This is apropos. He's got Pascal and OG there. We love you too, man. Thank you. Oh, man. I seen Larry in there. I seen a lot of people's faces in there, but I seen Tim Lewicki. I ain't seen no fucking King Edward. Thank God. Masai, you're a badass. You're better than hell, man. You're better than the stupid situation that happened, man. That's a beautiful clip, man. We love you too, man. Happy birthday. Wow, wow. Man, I didn't want to get emotional about Messiah in front of you guys. But seeing the goodbye clip got me emotional. You know, in some ways I have grieved him getting dismissed since it happened privately on my own, but not in front of you guys on here. And I didn't want to do that. But that video hit me, man. That video hit me, man. Man. He's just better than you know what? He's better than working for Ed Rogers, man. Ed Rogers don't deserve a man of his services. That's just the damn truth. If y'all have not seen the goodbye clip from Masai Ujiri that was released today, y'all need to watch it. That's right. Nobody wants Kuzma. That's right. That's right. They did Middleton dirty. Yes, they did. All right, let's keep going. Seymour saying Kuzma was training this offseason. Okay, hang on. It jumped ahead. And to fight Giannis if he bounced, scratching my head. What an idiot. Yeah, I think he was just trying to be funny. And yeah, I think that Giannis would kick your ass, Kyle. Seriously, I think he would. I think he'd kick your ass. Seymour saying Cam Whitmore got traded to Washington too. Yeah, that's bad. You don't want to go there, man. I'm telling you, you do not want to go to the Wizards. If you're going to the Wizards, something's wrong. Something's wrong, Cam Whitmer. It's really not good. Stargate saying you can tell the teams that have a direction and the ones who don't. Raptors clearly have a direction. Miami and San Antonio both have directions. Washington doesn't. Lakers and Bucks are iffy. You know, I would say Miami doesn't totally have a direction right now either, even though they got Norman today. But yeah, we have one and San Antonio has one. That's for sure. Lakers are not, they haven't had one for a while. Neil's saying Clippers are dirty for trading Norm. They would have been better off trading Kawhi. No, I mean, the Clippers are going to do what the Clippers are going to do. I don't think that's that dirty, man. They did Norm a favor in some ways. They may be better off over there. Watch. Individually for himself. Stargate saying Pacers and Celtics may be gearing up for a tanking year. They already are. They already are. The Celtics nation already knows this. They're ready for it. They're seeing their prospective starting lineup without Jason Tatum and the people that just got traded. And yeah, they're ready to lose this year. They want to. So they're already signaling that they want to go through a bad year. Pacers, yeah, they're going to probably be bad partly because they didn't replace their Miles Turner. They did with Huff, but I don't think he's an adequate replacement. James is saying Washington got a lot of young pieces. They're going to be good in a couple years. That's not true. They do this every 5 years or so. They get a lot of young pieces, but they fumble and they mess up. The Wizards have gotten top draft picks for decades, and they've never gotten better. So why would we think it's any different now? Just because they had the best draft class last year, we had the second best? Maybe. But like, who's their coach? Who's running that team? Do they have the resources? Do they have the ability to keep it together because they have a Masai Ujiri? No, they don't have any of that. So I don't see it. I don't see it, man. You can have a really good talented core, but they could fumble that. They can make poor decisions. They could have certain players not want to stay when they actually are free agents. There's all kinds of ways. So I have no faith in the Wizards. I won't believe it until I see it happen again. And I have not believed it pretty much my whole entire lifetime. The Wizards have never been good. The Bullets and the Wizards have been bad the whole time I've been alive, basically. They won the championship in the mid-'70s when I was a baby. And that's it. They haven't done jack shit otherwise. Barely made the playoffs. They did some dangerous stuff. They did some stuff to us early on in the Masai era. Sure, in the playoffs with Paul Pierce. But that may have been their highlights of their whole entire franchise in the last 50 years, other than that championship. So, yeah. And Stargate saying, James, no, they're not. Stop the cap. Yeah. I have to be behind Stargate on this. I do. Seymour saying, Malawak wanted to be in Toronto. He chose number 6 in Phoenix for a reason. That's hilarious. You're saying that Comment is wearing number 6 in Phoenix because he actually wanted to be in Toronto? Maybe he did. Maybe he did. I don't think that's the connection to why he's wearing 6, though. I don't think that's what it is. James saying they have got Alex Sarr, Trey Johnson, Whitmore, Bilal Coulibaly, and lots of solid veteran players. Oh, man. Come on. They can't even get somebody to coach them. How the hell are they going to get better? This Keefe guy is just the only – he's like in a video game. He's like the default coach that you get if you can't hire any other coaches. Nobody wanted to coach that team. It's really, really a franchise that's a bottom feeder that has – they're basically what they want the Raptors to be. They're a farm system to bring up young talent, and some of them they'll fumble. Like they fumbled Johnny Davis already. Some of them will fumble, and some of them they will do really well with, but those people will probably go to other teams. So, yeah, I can't get behind this, man. I cannot. I'm sorry. Seymour saying Washington's a few years away, more like half a decade, but anything can happen. If they finally get it right and I'm wrong and James is right on this, then I'll come back around. I'll circle around and say James was right. Washington did finally figure it out, but the track record is not good for this. Let's just put it that way. The track record is not good. Stargate saying there's more to being good in a couple of years than just having young pieces. Front office decision making and coaching are just a few intangibles that are needed for being good. Yeah, there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle, and the young talent is great, but once again, they need leadership, they need a good front office, and they need a better coach. Honestly, I can't believe this. I will not believe this until I see it. That's right. You want a dunk from me, Isaac? All right, I'll take a dunk. Live reacting to Masai's thank you speech to Toronto. It makes me sentimental. It makes me emotional. And well, Lex is being raw and real. That's my 9th dunk of the year, guys. 27 on the dunk charts for old Lex. Thank you, Isaac. Stargate saying, and clearly DC doesn't even have those. Yeah, they don't have a couple of those things that are important for that. Yeah, true. Kareem saying, yo, that VJ Edgecombe looks like the real deal Evander Holyfield. Yeah, he played really good for Philadelphia in their first summer league game at the Salt Lake City Classic. And yeah, I mean, this is the interesting player that they tanked all year for to get. But once again, just like the Wizards, I'm going to say the Sixers have a track record of, even if they get a really highly talented top draft pick, it's a fumble. It could be Ben Simmons. It could be Markelle Fultz. It could be Joel Embiid. Yeah, he's a fumble, even though he's still playing and he's doing what he does. Still a fumble. Yeah. Seymour's laughing. He can't breathe because Kareem's so funny, man. Yeah, we'll have to see. VJ Edgecombe looks really good, though. And in some ways, I'm kind of mad that they got him. Let's see. Neil saying Norm was the reliable for the Clippers. Kawhi has not been available for one full season. Or ride with the guy that helped keep you afloat. Besides, Norm was near to his sister in California. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you guys, but in some ways, he knows it's a business. And if he's going to get traded to any team out east, well, if it's not the Raptors, Miami's nice. He could have gotten traded to the Wizards. We're just talking about this, or the Hornets. There's a lot of worse things could have happened to Norman today. Trust me. Reggie saying, I'm guessing Bradley Beal to the Clippers. Moving Norman allows them to sign Bradley Beal. Once the BO is finalized. What is a BO? Yeah, that makes sense. I hear that Bradley Beal is finally gonna drop his no trade clause, and that the Suns are gonna do a buyout on him, and then he'll be free to go somewhere else. And that's probably for the best. It's like, dude, anyway, Bradley Beal's a whole other story of a stunted growth that we could talk about. Seriously. Monique is here. Good to see the super fan, Monique Lawrence. Good morning, Rap for Free crew. Happy birthday, Masai. We love you. Yeah, that's a beautiful clip. I live reacted to it. I'm sorry if it was a little awkward because I had pauses trying to watch it. Very well edited, great dramatic music. Said all the important things. He kind of gave overtures to his future, saying that whatever the direction or projects that are coming, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be working for an NBA team. And we'll have to see. And I love that it really emphasized this is a forever thing, that our connection, our bond is going to not go anywhere. And that he wanted to make that very clear, that none of us should be doubting whether Masai is Toronto or Toronto is Masai, because it's just the damn truth. It is. His his children were born here, and they've only known living in Toronto their whole entire lives. His children and his wife's family, their friends and circle of friends are here in Toronto. The life they built socially. So it's like, the bonds with Toronto are always going to be there no matter what, whether he is the president of the Raptors or not. That man's he's gold for the rest of his life. And this is a man who rubbed shoulders with Barack Obama and some of the most influential people in the world. So yeah, you can't diss on that, man. There ain't no stunted growth from Masai Ujiri. I'm gonna say that right now. Nope. No, there ain't. That man grew to his very, very full potential. He could grow even further, even past the NBA. That's right. That's right. Seymour saying that man has more rings around his neck than Mike got rings. Who are you talking about? Bradley Beal? Who are you talking about? Who that man got more rings? Who are you talking about? I don't even know who you're talking about. Let's see. James saying Lakers finally got a front court. Collins and Ayton. Yeah, that's not a front court, man. You guys gonna believe DeAndre Ayton's a real NBA player? Don't do that, please. Don't be foolish enough to think that. That man is not going to show up for them when they need him the most, and we know that pattern has been there. And honestly, I think it's hilarious that a team like the Trailblazers that have had sexual harassment assaults cases from their front office, totally mismanaged, horrible franchise run, really, really poorly right now, is calling him out for being unprofessional as he leaves. Yeah, they let him go. They waived him. They didn't. You guys don't even understand that. They waived DeAndre Ayton. They did not trade him or anything. They said, we're better off just cutting you because you're annoying. And they listed everything that's wrong with him. Comes to practice late, comes to team bus late, is a distraction, is angry, kicks chairs, is not a good teammate, is toxic. You're going over a whole list, a laundry list of things that are wrong with DeAndre Ayton, and they publicly released it, the Blazers, saying this is the reasons why we don't want him anymore. And they listed like 7 things. And the Lakers are like, oh, let's get him. He sounds great. Let's get him. Yeah, it worked so well in Phoenix. And, Portland is the kind of place where you could just go and be and exist. And they didn't even want him to just be there and exist. He's such a toxic person. So you go ahead and tell me they got a front line now. You go ahead and tell me that's just the Lakers' disappointment for this year is going to be DeAndre Ayton. And think about how they treated Russell Westbrook. Think about how they've treated other players in their past. How do you think they're going to treat DeAndre Ayton, Lakers Nation? It's going to get toxic quick, guys. It's going to get real, real toxic quick. Yeah, John Collins is not a true front court player. I'm sorry. He's a small forward that's masqueraded as a power forward in his career. And this is not a true front court. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Kareem Thomas saying Nick Nurse doesn't develop players. VJ Edgecombe, welcome to the club. We'll have to see. VJ's coming in as good as he is right now. And it's Summer League. You can look good at Summer League. Trust me. You can look good at Summer League, Cole Schweider. That's right. Seymour saying he is too funny. Ayton sat out a game due to icy roads in Portland, Oregon. He did? He didn't want to come to the game because the roads were too icy? So he stayed home? Yeah, that says a lot right there. That man doesn't even need to be driving. Don't you have a driver? Wouldn't you call them and say, like, this is what I'll reenact this. Hey, guys, I'm sorry. I can't come into the game today. The roads are icy. DeAndre, we'll send you a car. We'll send you a limo. We'll come get you from your house. No. The roads are too icy. I don't want the people in the limo to be in danger. So, no, just let me stay home. I'm watching Netflix and eating Funyuns. No, we need you to come to the game. You're the center for the Portland Trailblazers. We need you to come to the game. We're sending you a truck or a car, a ride. We're getting you a ride here. No. Roads are too icy. It's too dangerous. Just trust me. I saw it on the news, Weather Channel. It's too icy here. And I shouldn't be on the road either way. It could be like Manute Bol. If I get in a wreck because the driver gets in a wreck because of icy road, I could hurt my legs. And it could be very, very bad. What? No, you're under contract. You better get down here right now. Icy roads, bro. Oh, my gosh. Icy roads. It makes sense. Yeah, Seymour's right. Ayton is a joke. Monique saying, did y'all see Masai tribute? Yeah, live reacted to it on the stream today. I watched it and I cried during it. Oh, good job, Masai. You got me crying on your 55th birthday. Happy birthday, man. That's such a beautiful man. All right, let's keep going in our tabs real quick. Let's see what Raptors Reddit is saying today. Raptors Reddit's Delaney Gibb with a perfect pass to Silas Swords secures the bronze medal for Canada. I love to see that Raptors Reddit is giving some shine to Canadian women's basketball on there. I love that. Yeah. A lot of people are talking about how, all right, this is what they're saying. Because the Raptors are really close to the tax, that there's going to be a move at some point this season to shed salary to help the Raptors financially before the end of the season. And this may very well be true. That's why they keep talking about RJ getting traded. They talk about him getting traded or Oshai getting traded right now. Now, if I really get to choose, I'd rather you guys trade Oshai Abaji than RJ Barrett, Bobby Webster. So if there is some sort of cost-cutting trade that has to happen at the trade deadline next year, let's see if, all right, I bet what happens is the Raptors will start the season, depending on how successful they are, how much RJ is contributing, how much Oshai is contributing, how much other players are contributing. Maybe the person that gets moved will be determined by the meshing and what is happening in the first half of the season, as far as which Raptors are playing at a high level and doing what. It could very well be that Oshai Abaji is kicking major ass. But because of that, his value is super high, and they're able to trade him at the trade deadline. I'm a hometown guy. I love RJ. I'm saying right now, if your priority could be to keep RJ over anybody else on the team, I would say do that, Bobby Webster. Because in some ways, RJ it just comes with so many different things involved with him being on the Raptors that are just huge pluses. So I understand that it's very likely the Raptors will make a salary shedding trade in the midseason. And I'm just saying, before this comes up, I'd like it to be for a player other than RJ Barrett, if that is very possible. Seriously. And I know that a lot of the decision on that will be determined by what happens on the court in the first half of the season this year for the Raptors. So, yeah, Raptors Reddit is getting a little ahead of this and talking about it right now. That's right. All right, let's see. Some BS. Okay, Bill Simmons has a new podcast out, and he's saying that the Raptors are the worst team in the next 5 years on his thing. Okay, Bill Simmons, you're a hater, and fuck you is what I'm going to say right now. So, yeah, 2-finger salute for Bill Simmons. Go on and get out of here. All right, there's your Raptors Reddit check-ins. Stupid stuff on there, man. Some dumb stuff on there. Really, really dumb stuff on there. It looks like the Raptors media is reacting to Masai's thank you video. And Blake Murphy's not allowed to talk about basketball at this time of year, I guess. It's under contract to only talk about baseball, it seems, at this point, is what's going on there. Kaloy's here. Good morning to Carlo JS. Morning, Lex and Raptor Freak family. Doctor, results all cleared. Lex, are you still doing music reviews? Do Bob Vyland next, please. I have not done any music reviews. There's things that we should be doing on the Discord regularly, but just didn't take off. And whether they were music video reactions or watching wrestling on a Monday. Does anybody want to watch wrestling with me today? Because I'll make a wrestling playlist and we can watch some classic wrestling today on the Discord server. If you guys are interested in watching wrestling with me and hearing me commentate or talk about old wrestling history, that's what I wanted to do on Mondays during the summer. But the interest was waning and here and there. But if anybody's interested in doing that and has time today, I'll do a little bit later if you guys want to watch some classic wrestling. Now, Fridays was when I was going to watch videos. I definitely saw the post you posted about that band and how they've gotten dropped by their label because they're standing up for Palestine and all kinds of stuff. They sound like a fantastic band. But yeah, I could do something like this on the Discord with you guys at some point. It's just that I didn't think the interest was there totally right now. We'll see. Most saying W stream, W vibes. Go Raptors for life. Keep at it, Lex. Raptor Free Crew strong forever. Thank you. And Cass, thank you for the W's also. All right, let me see. Let's get the classic card out and see what we get. All right, yeah, this is a fun one. All right, guys, let's see who can recognize this classic card of the day. It's a little bit weird. Do you know who this player is? First and last name, please. Don't half-ass me. He is a Milwaukee Buck. And what is his first and last name? You can get it. The classic card for the day. This one's kind of easy, honestly. Yeah, Jack Sikma is right. Reggie knows his former Sonic. Jack Sikma. Actually, not a big white stiff that was in the league just for quota, like our card yesterday, Brad Lois. This guy actually was belonging in the NBA because he was a bona fide true vet. Look at that stat line. Look at how much he used to average. Look at all those double-digit years that he played in the league for the NBA. Wow. All that time in Seattle and Milwaukee. Never had a year where he averaged under 10 points. Look at that. Amazing career. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, Jack Sikma, 100 points. That's not a totally hard card. But it's good to see Smooth getting another classic card here. Jack Sikma. What a weird name, too. Sikma. I'm Sikma. Yeah, but man, amazing stats on there. So we'll give him, 100's fine. Actually, 100's good. 100's good. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying real quick. Joe Klein? No, not Joe Klein. Jack Sikma. Yeah, you got it. Kareem saying, I'm getting Molly whopped by you in fantasy. Yeah, I beat your butt. The week's over. Don't worry. You're done with me. You're done. And you don't have to play me again unless we play in the playoffs. So yeah, you're done with me. It's over. It's fine. Do better this week, Kareem. That's what I'll say. Do better this week. You'll be better off. All right. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it for the stream today. We're just coming up on 2 hours, right on time. There you go. If there's anything else y'all want to talk about real quick, just put it in right now. Let's see. Most saying looks like Miles Plumlee. The Jack Sigma? Yeah, maybe. He's a little bit weirder. Like he looks to me in some ways like a I don't know. He looks like a mean gym coach or a military sergeant. Like he'd be yelling at people, "Drop and give me 50, private. I don't like the way you look," or something like that. Something goofy like that. I could see that being part of it. All right, I guess I'll get out of here. I appreciate everybody for watching the Raptor Freak stream on a Monday morning. Tomorrow will be trivia, so I'll have to write some questions up this afternoon for you guys to enjoy. Trivia subject 9:30 a.m. Tuesday trivia, and yeah, have your trivia hats on to play the new season of Tuesday Trivia. We haven't had many Tuesday Trivias yet this season, so getting points and getting to the top of the trivia standings is very doable right now. It's wide open. Nobody's taken off yet on that, so you could do that. Yeah. Seymour saying Danny Ainge is blaming the pick on his son. Okay. What on Ace Bailey? All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the Rap Freak stream. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, join the channel if you want to. Joining means access to Discord and watching classic wrestling and music reviews and other fun stuff that we do on this channel. In fact, during the Summer League this week coming up, I will be reacting to the Summer League through the Discord. It will not be on stream live here. We'll do the morning stuff normally. But during the games, I will be available on Discord if you do want to talk to me during the Summer League games, and we can react in time with the games then. Yeah. Seymour saying he's saying he told his son about a possible deal between Charlotte and Washington. Utah got in between the deal and took Ace. So they were just trying to block stuff and be a jerk. Well, that is a strategy in the NBA to be a jerk. And well, Danny Ainge has been known to be a jerk in the past. He was a jerk on the court as a player. So this totally makes sense. Seymour saying Charlotte was going to fall to 6 and take Knipple. Either way, Charlotte's got their weird white boy group this year. Yeah, Knipple, Liam McNeely, Ryan Kalkbrenner. Yeah, they got an interesting team coming up in Charlotte Hornets, man. They're going to be bad. They're going to be very bad. All right, thank you for watching, guys. I'm out. I appreciate everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Get ready for trivia. Let's go, Raptors. Happy birthday once again, Masai Ujiri. Happy 55th birthday. Your memory and your legacy will never, ever die in Toronto. And what a beautiful, heartfelt tribute video out for you today on your birthday. We love you so much, and you will always be a part of the culture and the fabric of Canada. That's just the truth at this point. Your story is important. In some ways, you know, people talk about Terry Fox. People talk about Pamela Anderson, John Candy. There's Canadian icons. And in some ways, Masai Ujiri is a Canadian icon. He really, really is. All right, y'all. Love you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Happy birthday, Masai. You're the best, man. Never forget Masai. We love you.